This is the next instructional video in this racing lawnmower quick start guide. What I've got going here is I've been working on the drivetrain. In our previous lesson I kind of showed what I was going to do. Now that I've done it, I'm just going to go through it real quick and show you what I've done to make this work. So what I want to start with here is, of course, once again, I've got some vice grips holding the belt off of the blades, and I'm using this 6-inch pulley. Now, it's not the pulley that's going on it, of course. It's the wrong type of pulley for me, but it helps me line things up. And as you can see, I've got it under a block of wood. I'm trying to raise it up, get an idea of where it's going to sit once the motor's on, and that's pretty close to where it's going to be. So what I've done is I've actually built my pedal assembly here for the clutch, and what I've done is I've taken a piece of 5/8 plate or pipe and drilled a hole through it, and I've drilled a hole in the clutch pedal, and I'll usually use a 1/4-inch bolt to go through it and hold that in place. I do the same with my brakes. Maybe you can see right there where the bolt head is. So, and what that does is that allows me to, this is the brake side right here, so when I push that, now you can see that bolt head a little better, screw head. So I've just got a piece of flat bar with a 5/8 hole here, and then the one thing on these Sears frames is the outer hole, normally right here, they've got a Teflon bushing that comes in them, and I've taken those out. And what I've done is taken another piece of flat bar, maybe you can see this, and all I've done is drilled a 5/8 hole and welded it there. What that does is that tightens up the pedal, so it doesn't sit and just bounce all over the place. So that'll keep that moving and keep it from banging all over the place. I did the same thing on the clutch side. Just put a piece of flat bar with a hole in it, and I welded that in place right here. And then I've got my 5/8 pipe, and then I've got another piece of flat. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me get over on this side. And I've welded that to the pipe, and that's my linkage right there, my arm. So same with the brake. This is the brake side. I just have this here for reference. So anyway, well, this is one of those double pulley setups. So this is the first one that I built. I'm going to try it. Like I mentioned, some of our racers have them. They really enjoy them. I figured I'd give it a shot. So this has got a V pulley right here. It comes stock from this machine, off of this machine. And then I've got just a flat pulley right here. So, and what I've done is I've taken, once again, this stock piece right there. If you look at it, you can actually now see that stock piece in it. So I straightened this out, put it in a vise and a press, straightened it out, and that's this little section of the arm. I've still got this is off of another machine. I built this piece right here, and that's what's sitting right down here with these bolts. And then I'm just using the C-clip and a washer to hold that in place. And then I grabbed another piece of flat bar off of the deck lowering mechanism for this machine. So I say, don't get rid of anything. There's a lot of material in these machines that you can use for other things. So rather than going to the store and buying them, a lot of times they'll have the bends and stuff that you want in them. So I've just welded that to it. So, and that comes over and catches my pedal. And the way this works is, let me reach down here and grab the pedal. So when I push it back, it loosens the belt. When I let it off, it tightens it. Now, the clutch on these is based off of belt slippage. So I've loosened the belt up here to kind of give that slippage effect, so that I could get an accurate idea of how much it's going to relax when I push on the clutch. And that should be plenty right there. So and when I let it off, it'll tighten it back up. Now the other thing I've done is I've got my spring set up right here. That's just temporary for this video. I'll probably build me a plate and drill some holes, that way I can adjust it if I need to. Don't want to weld anything. I might have to change the spring out. This spring might not be the right tension, so if I need to, I'll just drill 2 holes and move it. So that's what I've got so far, and let me pull this apart for you real quick. Pop that off. Let's see if I can. That releases that. Let me pop this off. And that's it. So that was that same post, stock off of here. I welded it to this piece of plate. Now, when you weld that, that's Teflon. It will melt. So you weld half, then quench it, and weld the other half. And then this right here is just my stock double pulley assembly right there. So, like I say, I got my V-belt and then my flat belt. And I've checked these. These are pretty, they're lined up pretty good. So that'll put that there. Now, one thing I want to mention, you know, I'm going to be bolting right through here. Let me pull this off too and you can see it better. This is the stock arm as well. This was sitting right up here. I think it was like that. So hang on to everything. And then now you can see my flat bar with my pipe. So one of the things that I like to do, and I'd recommend you do, when I started this, I went and picked me up a $9 toolbox, and any time that I have some kind of custom little part or something that I could see shearing or something like that when I'm at the track or out racing, I just pick up a couple extras. So like on these bolts that are holding this together, I'll probably pick up a couple extras. That way, if for some reason they shear for some reason while I'm racing, then rather than trying to run down to the hardware store, I have them. I like to do that as I go along. Anything that's kind of custom, little pieces that I've built or fabbed, you know, I'll just build a couple extra and throw them in my toolbox. So nothing worse than getting halfway through a race and having it break, and then you're scrambling to get it fixed and your kids are screaming at you usually, hurry, hurry, hurry. So that's the way it works. Anyway, so this is what I've got so far. I think we're about there. We've got the steering done, we've got the clutching done, I've got to do a little bit of fab on the brake, and then other than that, we'll flip it over and put it on its wheels. I've got to do the top pulley belt system on the top side, and I have to do a tensioner, so we'll go through that, and then we need to do the shift linkage. That's what this piece is for. So, but I won't do that until I get all this bottom piece done. So other than that, I'll make those changes and get it finished up, and then we'll flip it over and do the top idler and the shift linkage, and then from there we'll put it on its wheels. Alright, we'll talk to you later.